everyone, it's Tanya MFK here with your 52 weeks of momentum lesson recap. We are in week 28. If this is your first time, welcome. I am Tanya Marie Figueras Kraisingr, much more easily known as Tanya MFK. I am a member of Benjamin Hardy's 52 Weeks of Momentum course, and I come here every week to just share what I'm learning, the insights, and great, little highlights that we are having in the group. This is in no way a substitute for the course. Number one reason, clearly, I'm not Benjamin Hardy. We have so many great tools and exciting things. Like, I highly recommend the course. That's not all going to happen here. But the best I can do is at least share what I'm learning, kind of some of the concepts and the principles that are being brought to us, because they're super amazing. And I would be telling everybody anyway. So this is just a much easier way to get all that out there, because I think my friends are kind of just get tired of hearing from me every week. So I'm like, this is so amazing. So without further ado, let's move on to week 28. Now, this lesson that we got this week was about casting vision. Now, I know if you've been following along, we've talked a lot about our vision, right? Visualizing our goals, actual visualization, 10-year vision, our 1-year vision. We've done a lot of visioning, right? We're seeing a lot. We're like, woo, we are all knowing, right? This one is different, right? He called this casting vision. And casting vision is just, it's really about the details, right? It's really about the creation and the imagination of, when we did this 10-year vision and we did these, other visions, we were stating and deciding and determining kind of some endpoints, like some check-in moments, some pillars, right? I'm really looking for the word here. I can't find it. Milestones. That's the word, right? Trying to find some milestones and putting them out there and saying, this is where I'm headed. But casting vision, from what I understand, is really trying to say, this is where we look at all the nitty gritty. This is where we really imagine the details. This is where we say, like, what is that going to look like? What is it now? What does it mean to put that forward and really dig into it in a whole different way? So it's painting the canvas, adding the details, and that's really what we're looking at here. So to be where you want to be, you need to be able to see it. And that's one thing that I've learned in the visualization in general technique, right? And a lot of you, I'm sure you've heard this stuff. Like, if you're even here listening to me, you've been looking at self-development, you've been doing this. So visualizing things has always kind of been something you hear throughout the years. And if you're anything like me, you're like, that sounds really nice, but you don't do it. So here in 52 weeks, as I've been going through the course, I really went into the visualization. I was like, this, I need to try it, right? I need to stop thinking, oh, it's nice, and actually do it and have experience for myself. And I totally get it. It makes so much sense, because when you're visualizing it, right, your brain doesn't necessarily know the difference, right? Your brain doesn't know. It's like watching a scary movie, right? Or I should say your subconscious. It's fake, or this, but you still get scared. You still get and you're on edge, and you're like, oh, right? And your heart starts beating, and all that, those reactions in your body are still happening. And it's because there's the separation between what's going on here and what's going on up here, right? Your body can't always say. It's really up to you and the way you see it, and the way you see it, right? The way you visualize it. And that's the same thing for your goals. So if you sit and really visualize your goals, if you're like, I want to be in this place, I want to be a great speaker, and you visualize yourself giving this amazing speech, and everyone's there, and the lights are on you, and you're melting from sweat. No, you're feeling confident, and whatever the things are, the pieces that feel so right. And you give your speech, and you're confident, and everything's coming out great, and people are just like, yeah, it's amazing, right? And you're in it, your body is going to start reacting to those pieces. You're going to have the emotional connection to that visualization. And as you work towards that goal, your body and your mind are going to keep snapping back to that experience, to that emotional connection. You're going to want more of that, right? And it's just even more motivation and momentum to continue to push you to that place. So this, again, is an exercise that allows you to move towards that 10-year vision, those 5-year goals, whatever those things are, 25 years. If you follow Dan Sullivan, strategic coach and all, they talk about the 25-year. He talks about 90-day and 25-year, right? That's woo, he says those are amazing. But those things, as you do that, when you sit and really cast the vision of what that's going to look like paint the details and embrace that, it becomes so much more real. The connection becomes so much real. Your motivation becomes real. Like it's just all comes together. So that's really kind of the point of this, right? And you get to create this. Like this is all you, right? There's no like should or would or could. Like this is what you want. This is what you see it as. This is what you want to create. And you let your mind really go big on this and decide what you want it. And it's not something that you discover. Because it's not a right answer that you discover or something you're like, oh, there's the vision. Like, no, this is something you actively sit and create. Not to sit, but this is how you go to and you take a moment to really feel what it's going to be, write what it's going to be, visualize what it's going to be, put the pieces together. I like paint just really works. Like paint what it's going to be. That's what casting the vision is. So we were, this is what we were given. This is what we talked about. We basically, when you have this vision, you're going to get clarity, obviously, right? You get that clarity. And the next step, what he mentioned to us, the next step is really, once you've gotten that clarity and you find out the why. And the why, if you haven't been with us long enough or it's new to you to like kind of figure out your why, it's more than just that first level. Everyone's like, what's your why? And you can think of it like this way. I always use weight loss as an example, right? It's an easy one that everyone can understand. So weight loss, like I want to lose weight. Well, why? Why? Because I want to fit into those jeans. Like that's the first level, but we need to get really deep to what's under that. So if you haven't learned that, the easy way to do this is when you're looking to kind of find what's underneath your purpose and your goals and your things like this, is you, instead of asking yourself why, because I feel it's almost like combative and it's hard to answer sometimes, but it's easier to answer why is that important to you. And so you say, I want to lose weight. Why? Because I want to fit in my jeans. Well, why is that important to you? Well, because they've been saying there a long time. Well, why is that important to you? And each level you go down and you really start to get to what's beneath that, what's the true why is. And when you can find that true why, that true motivation, that thing that's right there, that is what's going to get you through anyhow. So when, stuff starts crashing and falling or feels crazy or overwhelming or super exciting and so much, that why is going to be the thing that keeps you propelling forward, that keeps you headed towards the direction that you want to go. Because when you have the why, you can bear anyhow, right? So figuring out the two big things that are going to come from this vision casting is the why and the how, right? You're going to come through that because the why you have to get to, like, what is this about anyway? And then painting the pieces and all of that is really the how and what it's going to look like. And then the next step, as explained to us by Benjamin Hardy, is to share with the right who's, right? Finding the right who's. And sometimes the right who's are who fits in that vision, right? Not everyone fits within that vision, and that's okay. So that's the next step. Like, that's the exciting step. And I think that's also the part that kind of solidifies it and makes it real, is going to the who. So anyway, there's a list of questions. I'm going to run through them real quick, and this will help you get started on this casting vision. So here they are. What vision should you be casting at this current stage and chapter in your life? Where do you see that it needs to be for yourself? Why is this vision exciting and important to you, right? Write out why, right? What? First was what? What vision should you be casting? And why is this vision exciting and important to you? What is this chapter? How can you define it, right? What does it really mean? What is its purpose? How can you expand it for all it's worth? And who are the important players in this chapter, right? The who's. What will you have to change in order to live out this vision? What can you do today that would be bold? That would be bold to move your vision forward, right? That's like a big one. What can you do today that would be bold to move your vision forward? And who can you tell about your vision today? Today, right? That's when we push it. The extra words like, So that's it. So I'll run through it one more time really quickly. What vision should you be casting at this current stage and chapter in your life? Why is the vision exciting and important to you? What is this chapter? How can you define it? What is its purpose? How can you expand it for all it's worth? Who are the important players in this chapter? What will you have to change in order to live out the vision? What can you do today that would be bold to move your vision forward? And then who can you tell about your vision today? Right? So that's it. Really simple lesson. try this. I mean, answer those questions. See where you're at. We are 6 months into the year. We're right in the mid-year mark. There are plenty of distractions and just stuff coming and left remaining in the year to easily get us off track. And most people will not fault you for it, because that's what most people are. They're going through those same hurdles. They're like, oh, the year's getting busy. It's, for some people there's back to school happening and holidays, that gets crazy for people, and just that whole end of year, taxes, like whatever your situation is, there's like stuff that's going to be coming. And everyone just accepts that and says, okay, that's it. And it's okay that we all fall off, because that's what it is. But you're here to do something different, right? You're here to live a life by design. You're here for it not to be that way. So really making sure that you can secure this vision, this thought, this path, this goal now, before all this stuff is coming, this is going to be the thing that has you end the year with momentum, instead of end the year going, I really expect to be different, so let me set all these the same goals again and try to do it differently. Instead, you're going to end with so much momentum, so much amazingness that you're like, this was awesome. It was the best year ever. And now I have the blueprint to move to make the next year the best year ever, right? Because every day should be the best day of your life, right? Every day, that's how we need to live it. And let's make our years that way too. So do this, cast your vision. This is a great time to do it. If you like this lesson, then definitely click that subscribe button and you'll be notified when our next lesson is up. And if you want to take these principles and understand and see how we do them to grow our business, then follow me at Tanya MFK on Facebook and Instagram, and you can dive into how we do the balanced hustle about growing your business and also organizing your freaking life. Okay, so have a great week, and I will see you next time.